Hello, everyone. I am the all seeing I'm with a collective message. Um, the card that showed itself first when I started to set the intention for the reading was I like you. So, this card is saying that someone likes you, romance is blooming and fun flirting and want to date. So there's currently someone in your energy that likes you a lot. Whether they're currently keeping that under wraps is one thing, but they do have feelings. And that is their truth. With the sword and rose here, I feel like there's clarity, truth, a revelation coming, solidarity, which means the joining of two forces, force, honor, protection, and power. So you may be connecting with someone that's very honorable, protective, powerful, and they just make you feel even more powerful. This person may have a history of running. Perhaps in this relationship, they are fearing intimacy and are listening to their ego. They would be considered a runner in a codependent relationship. So maybe this is something that they deal with, fearing intimacy and connections and running away from what feels real and what could potentially bloom into something more and become something more. Perhaps they fear seriousness in a connection or things going right and actually lasting. Perhaps someone's dealing with addiction. So codependency has been mentioned twice thus far. Whether that be codependent on a person, on a certain substance, on pretty much anything like that. Obsession, possession, controlling, has a block and restraint. So what may be preventing this truth from coming forward about this person liking you may be some personal issues that they're dealing with around an addiction. Perhaps they're addicted to a certain thing that you don't really know about. Maybe they drink a lot. You know, if they're addicted to alcohol, for example, that's just a, example. But you could be codependent on other people as well, codependent in relationships and overly reliant on others. And maybe that's been your person. Or maybe they run away from that and fear that, they may sense that you want something a little bit more serious in this connection. And now they're running because they're used to codependent relationships. So they're used to their partners being maybe overly reliant on them is what I'm getting. That could be a possible scenario. Healing heart, healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. So there's healing coming for this person if they are struggling with a certain something that's holding them back and preventing them from coming forward with this truth that they do like you and want to pursue things. Because they feel like the romance is blooming and there is something in this connection. There is something to it. Anything else here? It's a couple cards. I'm not going to take them. There was 4 cards that came out. so much, but I'll pull again or shuffle again. And love comes out. Unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, and attraction. So I feel like the truth in this situation, whether this has been revealed or not, is that there is genuine love here between you and this person. I think you have a healthy level of self-love, but there's mutual attraction, and that brings unity between the two of you. So union, connection, heavy attraction here. Anything else? We have the dragonfly. Be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. So, you may find something out sooner or later about this person's love for you. Maybe you do finally have a conversation about what's preventing the forward motion and movement of this connection. If it is the fact that this person is used to having codependent lovers, maybe you can reassure them somehow that, with you, they have their freedom still. You're not there to, be a warden and to enforce rules or to tell them how to live. You just want to love them. And, something's going to come to the surface. And I think with that is going to bring a certain kind of lightness to both you and your person, because once you know more, and you probably suspect there's more if you don't know, if you are an intuitive person and, just pick up on the vibes, it's coming to light. Wow, Cupid's arrow. Have faith. Love is coming. Surprise, invitation, or meeting. Hesitation. Cupid's arrow. So Cupid's striking someone in the heart with love, be that you or your person. Maybe you're already there. Maybe they're already there and you just don't know. And maybe it's just not been revealed yet on either one of your parts. Maybe you're both holding back, but something's coming out, and I feel like it's gonna lighten the load quite a bit on both you and this person's behalf, because imagine the heaviness of holding on to your feelings, holding on to these thoughts that just totally plague your mind. Sorry, I keep getting multiple cards, so that's why I'm not taking them, because I just want one to fill this space. And here we go. Mirror. Mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect our wounds. Relationships reflect our wounds and introspection. So, you guys may be mirroring each other right now, matching each other's energy. Whatever the energy is in the connection, you're feeling like, you got to kind of give as much as the other person is giving, and not overdo it. And you're not, necessarily wrong to think that way. Because if you're dealing with someone that's actively dealing with someone else, or dealing with a particular, addiction or hang up or something that's causing them, to be distracted and for their attention to be elsewhere, then, I don't know, but I feel like you two are coming toward each other, and I think that from what I see, there's a lot of love in the situation, and that's the truth of the matter. There's an offer coming in with the Ace of Pentacles here, some kind of gift, perhaps, even if it's the gift of honesty. Let's talk about that for a second, the value of being, the value of truth, I think, is something to be there's something to be said for that, being able to live in your truth and be authentic, be who you are, and not have to hide who you are or shrink who you are to appease others or to fit in spaces where clearly you don't belong. You're not meant to just fit in, you're meant to stand out. So don't settle for less because you have good things coming in. You have some kind of offer of substance that's going to bring happiness, contentment, and joy to you, and some kind of fulfillment that's coming in with the Ace of Coins. Four of Coins is here as well. So I feel like some of you are just, like you're taking what you're given, basically. And you're accepting what that is, nothing more, nothing less. I think you're holding on to what you have as well and guarding what you feel is important, your thoughts, your ideas, your feelings right now. You may not be, maybe other people are telling you how they feel and you're just absorbing all that. You're observing and absorbing. But I feel like you're right to kind of hold on to, if you will, your thoughts and feelings right now. Your resources also, save as much as you can. Whatever you're being given, whatever this offer is, guard it well. Be grateful for it. Allow it to bring hope and optimism back into your life with a star card. And I cannot show this. I definitely can't show this on YouTube because I'll get canceled. This is the deck that I'm currently using. I don't gatekeep. Vintage Tattoo Tarot, and the images are kind of explicit. It's not like a SEXUAL deck. It just has nude images, so I'm not going to show it. But with the star card here, that's a card of wish fulfillment and hope, returning optimism coming your way if you felt that it's been missing or lacking or lost on you. Perhaps something that you've really wanted is coming through for you. An opportunity, something meaningful that's going to help you to feel re-energized, reinvigorated. And this is something that, you deserve. Let's see what else comes out. Other messages here for the collective spirit. What does the collective need to know at this time? Okay, you got the Page of Swords and the Four of Swords. So the Page of Swords is someone, there may be someone that's got their eye on you, that's watching you from afar. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. Someone very curious about you, interested in you. And maybe they're going to be the one that comes forward with this offer. Could be somebody already in your energy. Could be somebody entering your life. the Four of Swords, 2 4s here. So the number 4 may be significant. Four of Swords is a card of prayer, meditation, going within, I feel, being in a pensive state, thinking, being thoughtful. But this feels more peaceful. The thoughts coming through in this card at this time feel like they're providing peace. It's like if you pray for peace, that's what you receive. Another 4 just came out. Wow, that's wild. 4 of Wands is here. So something's really gonna light your fire again and bring hope back into your life and optimism. I feel it's gonna make you feel a lot better than you've been feeling. You know, you got the 4 of Wands here. This could be a gathering of some sort. You know, you may be getting together with other people to celebrate something important, a big milestone in someone's life, perhaps a marriage, a commitment going to a higher level. Could be a relationship elevating to a new level in your life. Maybe someone invites you somewhere, and it could be out of the blue. Maybe that's the gift that comes in. 5 of Swords. I feel like the 5 of Swords here. Someone may have or be thinking themselves into a frenzy is what I'm getting from this card. You know, they may feel very exposed at this time because of all that they've been in their head about. You know, maybe they've I'm getting from this card like maybe they told or talked to other people about you and their situation, and you know, could feel exposed because of it. I don't know if maybe they're trying to get advice from someone on how to approach you at this time and maybe offer you something that they've been interested in coming forward to give you. King of Cups and the 5 of Wands is here. The King of Cups is a card of emotion. You know, someone may be spilling their feelings soon. That did come up earlier with the Oracle cards, that someone likes you, and that's kind of what set the tone of the reading. And that's the truth that they want to convey, that they love you. And once they do say that, they'll feel a lot more lighthearted. Perhaps they're even like emotional behind the scenes and you don't even know over the connection. I mean, you may be silent, you may not, you may be quiet, and because you value your peace, I mentioned something about the 4 of Swords kind of indicating thought, but not like, you know, anything too much or too crazy, more or less something, you know, thoughts that bring peace, like meditative thoughts. So, you know, or praying. So you may be in a peaceful state. As I mentioned earlier, you're kind of taking what you get, you know, and maybe you're just taking stock of that. And perhaps this person that is feeling some way about you behind the scenes they're noticing that you're not as communicative right now because you're more in your head than you are, you know, in your heart space. And, you may be operating from both your head and your heart, but your logic may be overruling, you know, your emotion right now, for you at least, because you're just focused more on peace of mind than, turbulent feelings. And this person may have caused you some turbulent emotions, whether they did it by accident or purposefully. Is that it? Is that the word? Purposefully, I don't know, one or the other. Happy Mercury retrograde to you too. But the Five of Wands is here. I feel like this person may be fighting some kind of battle behind the scenes. Or maybe you've been fighting a battle behind the scenes, or you both have, or there's some. This card could also indicate competition. And I don't know if this person may think that maybe maybe part of why they're emotional over your silence right now, because you're just at this point where you're taking what you get and not really asking for more, not complaining, not making a big deal out of it. You're just kind of again matching energy, mirroring what you see, giving back what you get. This person may feel like they might be emotional, feeling like there's someone else in your energy and they're fighting someone else, for your attention or for your love. And I don't think that they want that, like, at the end of the day. So, whatever demons they're currently fighting, maybe the demons are winning. You got the Six of Swords. I'm sorry, you have the Nine of Swords and the Six of Wands. So, this person may be in their head quite a bit right now, Maybe you being in your head and being silent and quiet got them in their head. 22 on the timestamp. 2222. Nine of Swords is here. So, this person's thinking, and they're thinking quite a bit about, what's going on. And perhaps it's making them feel confused and a little blindsided, maybe by your behavior. If you're quiet and you're not initiating like that, you know what I mean? It could be that they're blindsided by that, by your lack of communication, even though it's not malicious on your part or an act of manipulation by any means. You're just quiet because you're contemplative. I feel like this person is definitely in their head about, what you're doing, and they're very interested in knowing. And they may want to come forward with some type of gift, whether that's the honesty that we talked about in the beginning about how they feel, or they actually want to give you something like a gift, a material thing. It's plaguing their mind. They're very interested in knowing, and they're curious about what's going on with you. Thinking themselves into a frenzy is what I got earlier. But I feel like, there's victory to be had. There's success, you know what I mean, on the horizon in this situation. I don't feel like it's in vain for you guys to be knowing each other, or, I don't think that things are one-sided. I think that victory is definitely achievable within this connection, as long as there's honesty and patience, understanding, and the ability to let the other person be themselves, be who they are, like what they like, do what they do, and not pressure them to change, And that goes both ways. That's not just, oh, accept people as they are, just as you would want to be accepted the way you are. But things are definitely changing. Your luck is changing. Things are, you know, turning around for you, because just as quickly as you're down, you could be up. And I feel like you've had your share of downs. It's time for you to elevate. Elevate and escalate, I don't know what that means. Because escalate, I don't know how, hype you want to get. And you know what I mean? It's really about just you elevating yourself and bringing yourself to the next level. The Queen of Coins is here also. You're a very beautiful person. You value beauty in your life. You surround yourself with it, and you're valued for it, because of your nurturing spirit and kind heart and giving ways. With the Queen of Coins here, I feel like you definitely have what you need, and you will, you'll be able to surround yourself with beauty and luxury as you wish. So it is. And that's really all I got. This is a long ass video. I didn't expect for it to be this long, but it is what it is. Just want to thank you guys for being here, for subscribing to my channel. Please like it, share it with whoever you think could benefit from hearing the message. Also, if you're interested in booking a private reading, I'm going to leave my comments open because I never write in the description. I never do. So maybe if you're seeing this and want to book something, I'll leave some information pinned in the comments, and you can feel free to comment if you're so inclined. But thank you for being here. Yeah, don't lose hope. All will be well. This was a good reading. I like the energy. And that's why it went so damn long, almost 30 minutes. Oh my God. All right. Thank you. Bye. Peace.